weiß Bescheid. Intendo.
Welcome to All Caribbean Entrepreneurs. If you've been ready and waiting to take your business digital and get paid online while you sip something strong on the beach, this podcast is for you. We'll hear from the Caribbean's finest entrepreneurs on topics like e-commerce, business development, brand building, social media, their wins and failures. This is the only place in the region helping you navigate the digital age from the Caribbean's perspective. This is Digipreneur FM. And now, let's give it up for the Digiboss himself, Mr. Karan Rose.
We are back with another episode of the Digipreneur FM podcast. Folks, thank you for tuning in. Today we have a wonderful episode planned for you, and it's a very important episode too. This episode is about how to get paid on each web platform. So many of us are looking to build our websites. All right? We want to get paid online. We want to experience passive income through e-commerce. We want to be sleeping and wake up to emails saying new order, booked, new order, and booked again. And it's important for us to understand how each of these platforms allow us to get paid. So which payment gateways work with each of these platforms that will allow or facilitate for e-commerce to happen. Now, this is critical, especially when you are in the Caribbean. Whether you are a product-based business, service-based, whether it's just a blog that you have, the most important thing that should influence your decision on which platform to build on is how does that platform allow you to get paid? Remember, PayPal use amongst in our region drains our Forex. So what that means really is if you're using a platform and the main payment gateway is PayPal, well, for one, we struggle to get paid from the platform. PayPal is not available in most Caribbean countries to receive those funds or withdraw the funds out of the account. So it kind of just stays in virtual purgatory. But then also, if you have PayPal on your website and you have other Caribbean folks utilizing your website and making payments through PayPal, what has to happen is the money has to leave the Caribbean region. So it's a drain on the foreign exchange in the region. So the money has to leave the Caribbean. It has to go out to PayPal headquarters in the States, and then it has to come back into the region. So there's a foreign exchange leakage that happens when you have PayPal on your website and you're forcing other Caribbean people to pay you via PayPal. Instead, what you want to do is you want to have a Caribbean payment gateway connected on your website. That way, people in the region, when they are making purchases on your website, the money stays within the region. It doesn't have to leave the region to go out and then come back in. All right. So because I don't want to say it's difficult anymore. I think the difficulty of getting paid I don't think is here anymore. I think we have a lot of solutions that allow us to get paid from anywhere in the world. The problem is the lack of knowledge and understanding of which platform to use, or which payment gateway works with what platform. I think that's really the big problem. But I mean, since I've been a full-time digital entrepreneur since the beginning of 2018, I've never had an issue getting paid online, and I've been getting paid from people in countries as far as Japan, Australia, the UK. I've been getting paid from a wide variety of countries around the world. Never had a problem getting paid. So when I hear people say they're struggling to get paid, it's usually because they've built on a platform where they don't know which payment gateway works, or maybe a Caribbean payment gateway doesn't work on the platform that you have chosen to build on, and then you have chosen to use one of these platforms that only allow for PayPal or Stripe, and those options are not available for us to withdraw in the region for most countries. Some countries in the Caribbean are able to withdraw from PayPal, but most countries are not, right? So let's dive into today's episode, how to get paid on each of these web platforms. Folks, I hope you have your pen, your paper ready, because we're going to dive into it, all right? So you have to keep in mind our needs are very different in the Caribbean, which is why you should double down on the platforms that have proper payment integrations for our region. When you are picking a platform, the first decision that needs to come to mind that you need to make is, how does this platform allow me to get paid? In our region, when you jump on Google and you type in things like, hey, what is the top product platform to use, you'll get things like Shopify. But then you need to figure out, can I get paid from Shopify? Because if I can't get paid from Shopify, then it doesn't make sense that I'm paying, Shopify is not cheap. It's not cheap at all. Doesn't make sense you paying for Shopify and you cannot get paid for your products on the platform. All right. When you Google things like, what is the easiest platform to build a website on, you will see things like Wix. But can you get paid on Wix in your country? That's the number one question that you have to ask. And as far as I'm concerned, that's the deal breaker. If I can't get paid on the platform, I don't even want to see it. Show me the platforms that I can get paid on. We'll work with that. That's the starting point. Can I get paid on these platforms? So as we go through the different platforms and the payment gateways again, you need to keep in mind what you can get paid on and then start to research, how the platform works. Is it something you like? Is it easy for you? All that other good stuff. But that first question is, can I get paid on this platform? First platform we're going to dive into is Shopify. So Shopify is a really easy to use template platform that is great for products, right? I would probably say, not even just me, but they are categorically probably the number one platform when it comes to, product-based businesses. And they offer a few different integrations for the Caribbean region. So Shopify, is a viable option for us in the Caribbean. You just need to understand, how the payment gateways work for the platform, right? So first and foremost, Shopify does integrate with PayPal. Now, I know I said that, most Caribbean countries cannot get paid from PayPal, but I'd be remiss without, letting you know that PayPal does work with Shopify. If you are in the Caribbean and you're in a country that allows you to withdraw the funds from PayPal, then Shopify can be an option for you. Just keep in mind that the fees for Shopify is 5.4% in transaction fees. Every time somebody makes a payment on your website, and PayPal is your gateway for us here in the Caribbean, 5.4% USD, and then it's $5 US to deposit the funds to your account. PayPal does give you one free automatic transfer a month. That's usually on the first of every month. But if you're trying to do a manual deposit, it's $5 in US, right? So it's pretty costly. And then Shopify e-commerce solutions are they're not cheap. They're not cheap either. The second payment gateway that works with Shopify is First Atlantic Commerce, and you would need the WebGold integration to make it work. So here's what's going on. If you want to use FAC, First Atlantic Commerce, you would need to go to your bank, right? You would need to go to your bank and open up what is called a merchant account. The merchant account costs $100 US a month. Right? The merchant account costs $100 US a month. After you open up the merchant account with the bank, you then have to go to First Atlantic Commerce and open up an FAC account with them. Once you get the FAC account, FAC fees it's 3% per transaction plus 25 cents. And their fees are in US dollars as well. Now, First Atlantic Commerce is a Caribbean company. They are based out of Bermuda. All right. And then after you open up the FAC account, you need the integration for FAC to work with Shopify. And that integration is done by a company from Trinidad called WebGold. WebGold charges $300 US a year for the integration for FAC to work on Shopify. So that's $100 US per month for the merchant account. Then open up your FAC account, 3% plus 25 cents per transaction, US fees. And then the WebGold integration is $300 US per year for the license. Okay? And then this is for Trinidad only. If you are in Trinidad and you're looking at Shopify, you can use SocialPay. SocialPay has a bit of a workaround. It's not a true integration for Shopify, but they do have a workaround that you can use to take credit card payments on the website. So you could check out SocialPay TT. Again, their solution is a workaround. It is not a full integration. So you could check out SocialPay, and on their website, they have that full breakdown of how that workaround works. But again, that is a TT-only solution. The next platform is Squarespace. Now, Squarespace is a really popular platform. It's one of the easier ones to build professional websites. So it is very popular amongst the US community, especially. Easy to use, easy to get set up and get yourself a really fresh, updated, clean website. And it comes highly recommended, right? Highly, highly recommended. In terms of payment gateways, Squarespace only has 2 options for integration for payments if you're going to use it in the Caribbean. Now, if you're going to use Squarespace as, a company platform to just, talk about the business and blog, and you're not necessarily looking at payment options, hey, knock yourself out. Where it gets sticky with Squarespace is if you want to start to sell on the platform. Because now we only have one way to integrate to get paid, and that's PayPal. So across the Caribbean, the only way to get paid is PayPal. But again, if you're not in a country that allows for withdrawal of the funds from PayPal, Squarespace is not the option. Not at all. If you are in Trinidad and Tobago, SocialPay created a workaround for Squarespace as well. So it's not a true integration. They have a workaround that you could do that they have built that allows you to get paid. Again, it's not a full solution, but there is a workaround. And then the other thing you could do with Squarespace is that you could utilize Paylinks. So if you have signed up with SocialPay, if you're in Trinidad, let's just say if you've signed up with Fagaro, but this won't make sense to do. Or if you've signed up with something like BuzzPay. Fagaro and BuzzPay are both 2 Caribbean-wide options. If you were utilizing their Paylinks, you could add Paylinks to your Squarespace website and get paid. But again, as we go on, you're going to realize why that is not, that's not a good option, right? Fagaro has their own platform. BuzzShops has their own platform. So it doesn't make sense signing up with a Fagaro or BuzzShops when they're giving you websites. And then you're taking the Paylinks that you could create with those platforms and adding it to Squarespace so that when people, click on products, it opens up a payment form for you to take the payment. Doesn't make sense to have those 2 services because you're going to be paying for a Fagaro or a BuzzShops, and then you're paying for Squarespace on top of that, right? So Squarespace integrates with PayPal. If you're in Trinidad and Tobago, they have SocialPay as a workaround. But again, due to the lack of payment options, Squarespace is very hard for me to recommend to anybody in the Caribbean, right? If you're outside of the Caribbean, hey, knock yourself out because then you don't have no options. You could use PayPal, you could use Stripe, you're getting paid, you're good to go, right? Or if you are somebody that is in the Caribbean and you've registered your business in the U.S. and you have a U.S. bank account, so PayPal and Stripe is not a problem for you to get, then yes, knock yourself out with Squarespace. But the average Caribbean business has not registered their business in the US, right? So we talk Caribbean solutions for Caribbean people, right? So PayPal, SocialPay, those are the two options for Squarespace. I don't recommend it for Caribbean businesses. The next platform is WordPress. So WordPress is the platform that I always recommend for Caribbean-based businesses. And the number one reason I recommend WordPress is the simple fact that it's the one platform that integrates with all Caribbean payment processors. It is the one platform where you can get paid from it in every single island, right? And as I said, the first question that all Caribbean businesses need to ask is, can I get paid on the platform? If I cannot get paid on the platform, then don't even talk to me about the platform. We are in business, and the people listening in to this podcast are business owners. So you want to talk money, I'm trying to teach you guys how to get your money. And I don't want to hear about a platform that cannot get me paid. And that's not to say that these other platforms are bad. Again, we're focusing on how do we get paid? Because regardless of how great another platform is for, other markets, if we can't get paid here in the Caribbean, if our customers cannot make a payment on our website to purchase our products and services, and that money not easily find its way into my bank account in a sufficient amount of time, then don't even talk to me about that platform. So WordPress is the platform that I always recommend simply because it integrates with all Caribbean-based payment processors. So it works perfectly with WePay. And WePay is in almost all Caribbean countries right about now. And then WePay is also free, right? WePay is free to sign up. They only charge you whenever you have a transaction fee, whenever you have a transaction. The second company that you could use is First Atlantic Commerce. So First Atlantic Commerce works with WordPress, no problem. WebGold has built an integration to connect First Atlantic Commerce with your WordPress platform. You can also use, if you're in Jamaica, Sagicor works with WordPress as well. So you can go to Sagicor, you could take out their payment gateway, and Sagicor's payment gateway works with WordPress for all my yardis that pay attention. And then also NCB in Jamaica works with First Atlantic Commerce. So if you want to use FAC, you can go to NCB in Jamaica and you could utilize First Atlantic Commerce, and that can integrate into your website, no problem. If you're in Trinidad and Tobago, SocialPay integrates with WordPress, no problem, right? So you have full integration with SocialPay on WordPress. And last but not least, if you do want to use PayPal or you do want to use Stripe, because again, you're a Caribbean business, but you have registered your business in the US and you have a US account, you could use PayPal, you could use Stripe. So again, WordPress integrates with all of the Caribbean gateways, and that is why it is my number one recommended platform to build your website on. Even if you feel like it's too hard, listen, there are easy ways to build on WordPress. I will tell you from now, one of the easiest ways to build on WordPress, go and check out the company Elementor. Elementor is an Israeli company, just like Wix is, and it's almost like having Wix but for WordPress. So you can use some really easy to use drag and drop templates. I love this software. You can get pre-built websites, not pre-built websites, but pre-built templates from web developers that are using the Elementor page builder, where you can purchase and install on WordPress, and then you just go and customize to make it look and feel with all of your information, and then you have a professionally built website on WordPress. So there are very simple ways to build a WordPress website, and one of those ways is using Elementor. But again, for Caribbean-based businesses, it works with all of the Caribbean payment gateways. That is why it's the number one recommended platform for Caribbean businesses. If you're using WePay, WePay is 3% TT and then $3 per transaction. Definitely what I would recommend you doing is wherever you are in the Caribbean, you're listening to this, go on to WePayCaribbean.com and check out the fees for your country, because for every country, the fees are a little bit different. So I won't, get too much into the WePay fees because they're different for each country. And then we already dove into, what is the cost of First Atlantic Commerce. But again, if you are in Jamaica, you definitely want to go and check out Sagicor and check out NCB for what their fees are for working on WordPress or working with First Atlantic Commerce in the case of NCB. The next platform we're going to take a look at is Fagaro. Now, Fagaro is spelled Fygaro. And they are a company out of Costa Rica. Okay? So they have integrations with almost all Caribbean countries. So they do a wide variety of things. They are an e-commerce platform that allows you to build your own website on Fagaro. They also allow you to send digital invoices. And they also have Paylink. So a Paylink is, you can go into the Paylink platform. You could type out what the name of a product is. Let's just say if it's a singular product, we're selling a watch. So we add the name, we add the color, and then we assign a value to it. So we say it's 100 US, and then we generate a link, and then we send that link anywhere, across the interwebs. Send it to somebody on WhatsApp, send it to somebody on social media, and when they click on the link, it pops up a payment form with the information of what the person is going to buy. So they're going to buy a watch. It's 100 USD. That person would then fill in the information required, their name, address, email, yada, 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 phone number. And then when they hit pay, it pops up a form to pay with their credit card, and then you receive the money for that item. And that's what a Paylink is generally, right? So you could use Fagaro, and Fagaro, they work with First Atlantic Commerce, right? They also work you could also use PayPal. So again, if you have a PayPal account, you can integrate that with Fagaro. But go to your banks, folks, because Fagaro has partnered with the majority of banks across the Caribbean region. You could go on their website, Fygaro, Fagaro. Go on their website and see which banks they have partnered with in your country. Because again, you could build a website through their platform. You could utilize Paylinks. You could utilize digital invoices. And then your banks have simplified the process now to setting up a account for the payment gateway to work with Fagaro. That way you can get paid from anywhere in the world. And again, folks, all of the solutions that we're talking about today, all of the payment gateways, there is no limitation. When I say Caribbean-based payment gateways, I mean that the companies come from the Caribbean, right? But you can get paid from anywhere in the world. So you're not limited to Caribbean-only consumers, because that's a big misconception. You could use WePay and get paid from Japan. You could use First Atlantic Commerce and get paid from Australia. You could use Fagaro and get paid from India. There's no limitation to where you get paid from. They're Caribbean-based, yes, but you can get paid from anybody, anywhere in the world with any of the solutions that we are talking about. So check out Fagaro because, again, you can build your website, send digital invoices, and use Paylinks. And most banks across the Caribbean are partnered with Fagaro. The next platform that you could use is WeShops. So WePay has built their own platform for you to be able to create your own website. So you could use WeShops, create your own website, and then, WePay is the payment gateway, so they have different subscription options to set up the WePay payment gateway into WeShops. So if you want to, just create a free website to put out information and to create a little blog, you could use WeShops. But then if you want to start to sell products and do e-commerce, then you could integrate the WePay payment gateway into WeShops so that you can upload your products or your digital products and you can get paid for it pretty easily, right? So WeShops is another platform that you could use Caribbean wide. The next platform you guys can check out is BuzzShops. So BuzzShops, they work with a variety of Caribbean countries. So this company is out of Trinidad, but they have a wide variety of banks that they work with across the Caribbean. So you guys can check out BuzzPay, and they have their solution BuzzShops. So check that out. The website to go check out for BuzzPay, I just had to pull it up. It's buzzbuzz.tt/pay. And I'll put this in the show notes so that, to make it nice and easy for you guys. But you guys can go and check out buzz.tt. And again, they work with a variety of Caribbean countries as well. So folks, just to recap, all right, the platforms that we spoke about. We spoke about Shopify, all right? So you can get paid with Shopify. You could use FAC. You could use Social Pay if you are here in Trinidad and Tobago. And you could use PayPal. Squarespace works with PayPal. And if you are in Trinidad and Tobago, you could use Social Pay. But again, keep in mind that Social Pay on Squarespace is a workaround. It's not a true integration, but it's something. WordPress is the one platform that connects with every single payment gateway across the region. So you could use WePay, FAC, Social Pay, PayPal. You could use Sagicor's platform. You could use NCB's solution with First Atlantic Commerce as well. So you could work with it. Work with it could work in every Caribbean country. So check out WordPress. All right. Then there's Figaro, Fygaro. Figaro works with FAC, works with PayPal, and again, most of the banks in your country are partnered with Figaro. So check out their website to see which is the bank that is working with Figaro in your country. And again, the banks have simplified the process to get paid on that platform. You have WeShops, so you go to WePay Caribbean, check out WeShops. You could upload your products, do a blog. You can get paid on that platform, no problem. You can also purchase your own domains and bring it across to WeShops. So don't feel like you just have to use their branded domains. You could purchase your own domain and bring it over to WeShops. And then there is BuzzPay with their BuzzShop solution. And check out their platform to see which country or which bank works with BuzzShops in your country. And you'll be able to create your websites and receive payment links and send out digital invoices on their platform. So, folks, I hope this episode enlightened you on which platforms to go and check out. Again, there is no best platform, right? As much as I will say, WordPress is the best, I specifically say it's the best for Caribbean businesses that are trying to get paid, because it's the one platform across the entire region that works with all of our payment gateways. And there is a solution from even the banks that will work with the WordPress platform. Every other platform, we have our limitations, right? But you could use Shopify. You have WeShops. You have Figaro. You have BuzzShops. Try to use platforms that you can get paid on. All right. Oh, and before I forget, we got to talk about Wix quickly. So Wix, as easy as Wix is to use, the problem with Wix is the same problem with Squarespace. And that is a lack of payment options available or payment gateways available for the Wix platform. Wix works with PayPal. We have no Caribbean payment gateway that works with Wix. So if you are creating a blog, great, you could utilize Wix. But there is no Caribbean-based payment gateway that works with Wix. And I know some of you guys are thinking, well, why can't, these Caribbean companies, hurry up and get their act together and get integrated with a Squarespace or get integrated with Wix? And because you have to keep in mind that these are closed-based platforms. So they don't just allow any and everybody to integrate on these platforms like Wix Squarespace, Shopify. I mean, FAC got in early. FAC has been around with Shopify for quite some time with that WebGold integration as well. They've been around with quite some time with that integration. But it's hard. It's really hard for some of these companies to become a gateway with some of these platforms due to their closed nature. But because WordPress is an open source platform, that is why any payment gateway solution that comes out will usually always work on WordPress because it's open source. Anybody can create the solution and become available on WordPress. So that is why, again, it's the most recommended platform for Caribbean-based businesses. Every other platform, folks, if you're using it, you need to be very intentional. You could use any of these platforms to create a simple website or to create a blog or put up business information, but the minute you need to get paid, that's where you now need to focus. And that is why I will always say the first question you need to ask is, okay, I want to use Wix. Can I get paid? Can I get paid in my country on Wix? If I can't get paid, let's move on. If I'm using Shopify, can I get paid? I can get paid? Cool. What are the fees? How does it work? What is the process? If you are comfortable with that, great. Knock yourself out. Shopify is a great platform, right? If you're using WordPress, great. How does it work? What are the payment gateways available to us? What are the fees? Then you go about picking which gateway to use and make it work for your business, right? There's no one size fit all. Everybody needs to understand their own business model. They need to understand their budgets because all of these solutions come with a variety of different costs. Again, we didn't go into that too much because that wasn't the purpose of this episode. But you guys now have a point of reference to start to do the homework to see, well, how much does, Shopify cost? And, what are the fees for Shopify? Then what are the fees for, FAC? Then what are the fees, yada, yada, yada. But you need to look at, what's going to work best for your business. And do you have the budget necessary to ensure that, the payment gateways that you guys are looking at, that can they work with your budget? And once you determine all of that, then you go right ahead and jump on. Another reason I will tell people WordPress is because if you're just starting out and you build you sign up, you start with WordPress. So you decide that you're going to use an Elementor-based theme, or you're going to use Elementor to create your own website from scratch, and it's drag and drop. You could use the free version of Elementor. You can go and sign up on Namecheap for the cheapest hosting for a WordPress website. They start at $3 a month. And then WooCommerce, the shop tool for the WordPress platform, is free. And then if you're in a country with WePay doesn't charge you a monthly fee. They only charge you per transaction. So if you don't make no sales for the month, then you don't have no fees to pay. WePay is free to install on a WordPress website. And it's drag and drop for WePay as well to install that plugin on the WordPress platform. So you see how easy it is, or how affordable it is, I should say, to start. $3 from Namecheap. You install the WordPress software. You get the free version of Elementor. Create your free website in Elementor. You go get the free WooCommerce plugin, install that. You go get the free WePay plugin, install that. And now you have a shop, and your only fee was the $3 hosting. Well, and then you buy your domain name, and domain names start from, as low as $5 US for the year. But you have options, folks. You have options. So, this whole thing about e-commerce doesn't need to be, expensive. If you are doing it yourself, you definitely need guidance. But again, I just gave you a blueprint right there of how to get started for next to nothing. All right. So I hope this episode gave you guys some clarity on what platforms to check out, what payment gateways to go and check out, a little bit about the fees, but you guys want to do your own homework as well. As always, if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out to me on social media, Karen Rose, on any platform, or my email, info@KarenRose.com. Don't forget, folks, to check out the digipreneur.fm website. So it's not .com or .co. It's digipreneur.fm. Check out the website. Make sure you guys get on the email list so you know you're never going to miss an episode or any of our exclusive content and interviews that are going to be coming up over the next couple weeks. You can subscribe to the notification list. That way, anytime we drop content, you get notified either on your computer, your tablet, or your phone. We send direct notifications to your device so you never miss out on any of the content. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Can't wait to see you in the next one. Take care!
You've been listening to the Digiboss, Karan Rose. We hope your notepad was filled after this episode. Make sure to like, rate, and review the show. The learning doesn't stop, folks. And to make sure you don't miss any gems from the Digiboss, go over and follow him on all social media platforms at Karan Rose. Folks, don't just sit there with a notepad. We need you to implement at least one thing into your business before the next episode. That's the only way your business levels up. Thanks for listening to Digipreneur FM. Now go be great.